Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Accidental Beauty. If you're new, welcome. My name's Laura. I'm a self-taught makeup enthusiast. I typically post makeup content, but occasionally I branch out into other beauty-related areas. Today, I am going to be doing a first impression and review of the Inglot Single Shadow in the shade 308. This is what it looks like. It's just a very cool tone purple, kind of like an eggplant purple. I've never used this brand before. Apparently it's a Polish brand based on what I see on the back of this single eyeshadow. So this is my first introduction to the brand, first introduction to this product. So if you guys want to see my unfiltered first impressions and review, then please keep on watching. Okay. So, I don't know what order I'm going to be putting these videos up in, but I'm filming them all in the same day, so I'm wearing the same wig, same headband, I don't really care. I'll leave a link below with all of the products that I mention or that I'm wearing in this video if you're interested in any of them. The shadow was very expensive. It was like $14 Canadian or something. Really, really expensive. Long story short, I'm going to explain this in more detail in another video, but basically, I'm trying to recreate the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. I am in love with that palette. I've wanted it since I think the promo photos or the launch announcement went up. Can't remember. I've wanted it since I've known about it. Unfortunately, I'm allergic to like half the shades. I've got a separate video if you're interested in my pigment allergy and learning more about it. So that's the reason why I didn't buy it. I've been looking for all sorts of dupes. I actually bought a dupe palette. I'll link that video here, but I really, really hated the quality. So I've been looking for something that's, I guess, comparable to Anastasia's, if not their formula, then their quality. And obviously the range of colors and shades in this palette, in that palette. So a lot of people basically like DIY'd their own version of the palette using single shadows in their collection. Unfortunately, a lot of those shadows are no longer available. They were Makeup Geek single shadows. That brand has just completely culled almost all of their original colors. They've rebranded, I don't know if they've reformulated, but they've repackaged a lot of them into square pans for some reason. So unfortunately, a lot of their old colors are no longer available. I have a suspicion that they're going to be reintroducing a lot of their old colors into the new packaging. There are already a few of their classic shades available in their new packaging, so I'm assuming that's what they're doing. They're just redoing all of their old shades. I'm not sure. Anyways, so because I can't buy a lot of those Makeup Geek shadows, I've been looking for alternatives, alternate brands, things like that. There was someone, I can't remember her name. If I find her video, I'm gonna link it over here so you can watch it. I'm pretty sure she used almost exclusively Inglot shadows, which must have cost her a fortune. I think she's a pro makeup artist, so I think that's just what she had in her kit. But when I saw this shadow, I think this was the only one that I couldn't find something comparable in another brand that was also, if not completely vegan, at least didn't contain carmine, because I think MAC has a similar shadow, but they use carmine in a lot of their shades, so this was the next best option. It was, again, very, very pricey, but it looks beautiful. So let's get to swatching. I'm gonna just zoom in. All right, here we are. So as I've been doing with all of my other swatching videos, I'm gonna prime one eye with the highlighting side of the NYX Wonder Stick. The brush that I've been using for these videos is just this flat brush from e.l.f. I find it's really good at packing on shadow, so that's what I'll be using. And let's just dip in. I'm really excited. It's such a beautiful color. All right, so let's try the unprimed side first. Oh, okay. Not a ton of pigment. I got enough of every melody. I think I've been spoiled by indie brands where it's just like a punch of color right from the get-go. And this seems like something that you need to build up. Like, obviously it's not unpigmented. Like there is a lot of pigment in here. It's just kind of softer than what I was expecting. I mean, look, it's beautiful. Like obviously there is a ton of pigment here, but just sort of expecting something more opaque at the first go. But let's try on the prime side. I might change my mind about this. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so this is definitely something that you need to prime first, which is not entirely unexpected. Kind of makes sense. I guess I've just been spoiled, as I mentioned. Okay. Kind of overdid it a little bit on this eye, but look at the color. It's so pretty. And if you see some flecks of glitter in there, that's not the eyeshadow. It's just, I've been doing a lot of swatching videos today, so I think it's just residual swatching from that. You know what, let's just blend this in a little bit and see.
For my broken heart, no remedy, but maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. 'Cause you make me.
I don't know if you can even see on camera, but in person it seems to be blending pretty nicely actually. So this is Inglot 308. Okay, so before I forget, there are 2.8 grams of product in here. Oh, this is a Polish brand. I had no idea. Yeah, so there are 2.8 grams of product in here, so quite a bit in comparison. I'll just show you, even though it's a different shape. This is a ColourPop shadow, which has 1.5 grams. So it's almost double the amount of product that you get in here, but you are paying like $14, whereas this is like about, I feel like it's probably about half that, so I guess that kind of makes sense. Like I think these are about $5 to $7 US. Okay, so I'm gonna swatch this on my arm. Wow, it swatches terribly. Let's see if I can build this up. So that's what 308 looks like swatched on my arm. It doesn't swatch the greatest on my arm. It definitely swatches better on the eyes. I also didn't prime my arm, so it could be that. I mean, there is plenty of pigment, it just doesn't look like the most impressive swatch. So I'm gonna do the rest of my face and then I'll be back with my final thoughts. All right, so I have the rest of my face on. I'm wearing just products that are completely unrelated to this video, just because I'm filming a lot today and I'm talking about a lot of products, so I don't want to be wearing, normally I wear the products that I talk about, because typically I'll be putting them on in the video and then I just wear them at the end, but I'm talking about a lot of products. I don't want to like have to redo my makeup look for every video that I'm filming today, so I just decided to wear something completely unrelated. If you're interested in what products I'm wearing today, I've got all the products that I mentioned, that I listed, even the wig that I'm wearing, in the description box, so if you're curious, you can just check it out there. So let's talk about this eyeshadow. It's really, really nice. It's such a beautiful, rich, kind of like an eggplant color. It's also a pretty unique color. Like you don't typically see this color too much. I would think that like MAC definitely has this color, and I'm trying to think of like other brands that have like kind of grungier tones. I feel like I saw this color maybe on one other site, but it is a fairly unique color. You typically don't see purples quite this rich. Like you'll see dark purples, but they're typically more warm tone. This is kind of a bit more cool tone. So it's a really cool color. Definitely excited to play with it. Is it worth $14 Canadian? Hell no. That is honestly way too much to spend on a single eyeshadow. Like I just imagine, let's say filling up a 28 pan, let's say a 28 pan eyeshadow palette, and each one is 14, so 14 times 28, because I can't do math, that's $392. Like if you're kind of if you're a makeup artist and you're building your kit and you want very specific colors in your kit, like that is a ridiculous amount of money to spend on eyeshadow. Even if you have a pro makeup artist discount on like a site or in a store, that is way too much. Like that is too much money to spend on an eyeshadow. I'm a little embarrassed that I spent so much money on it. Although it's really hard to find a color like this without carmine in it, so that's my only justification for spending this much money on a single eyeshadow. Like you can get eyeshadow palettes for $14, so that's too much. Okay, let's talk about the color though and the quality of the eyeshadow itself. Really, really enjoyed it. Honestly, I would have been happy with a little bit more pigment, but I have been spoiled by brands like Give Me Glow Cosmetics, by Melt, by JD Glow, kind of more indie brands, although I guess Melt isn't really an indie brand anymore if they're carried in Sephora. So I would have liked a little bit more pigment from the get-go, although it is such a dark shadow that maybe it is better that you can kind of build it up. I don't really know. But for something that was $14, I was kind of expecting a little bit more. So for that reason, I think I give it a 4.5 out of 5. It is beautiful. There's no denying that. It performed really, really well. The only thing is, for that much money, I expect to be wowed. And I wasn't really wowed right away. Like, I feel like for $14, I should have an eyeshadow that should show up on my eye without being primed. That's just my opinion. But otherwise, I really enjoyed it. It blended out really nicely. Even though this video isn't really about blending, I'm just going to add that in because I did have kind of some extra color. I kind of applied it too high, so I was able to blend it out. But otherwise, what can I say? It's a really pretty color. I can't wait to do more looks with it, so stay tuned for looks and videos on my channel using this eyeshadow. Yeah, that's about all I have to say. If you guys have used any products from Inglot before, either this exact shadow or any other products from them, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'd love to know if maybe I'm crazy for expecting more from kind of an expensive brand. So sound off in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Also, if you have any constructive criticism on this video or any video ideas for me, any products you'd like me to review on here, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I am always open to constructive criticism and just, feedback from people who are watching my videos, so feel free to comment below. If you enjoy the type of looks that I do on my channel, I'm sure you'll enjoy the content that I post on my other social media. I've got links for all of them in the description box below, so I'd love if you could check them out and give me a follow. That would really mean a lot. If you enjoy the type of videos that I post here and want to see more, I would really, really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you'll get updated every time I upload a new video. That's typically about once a week. I'm a really, really small channel and I'm really, really trying to grow, so it would really mean a lot to me. And again, I work really, really hard on my videos, so if there's something that you particularly want me to do a video about, I cater to my audience, so I'm trying to create content that my audience enjoys. So if you have any ideas, let me know, and I'll see you guys next time.